Have you ever stopped to consider the importance of trees in our lives and their impact on global weather patterns? Trees, silent yet essential partners in our existence, play a crucial role in the well-being of our planet. They stand as the lungs of the earth, breathing life into our atmosphere and fostering an environment conducive to the diverse tapestry of life that calls this planet home. Let's take a closer look at the carbon cycle. Trees are nature's most efficient carbon sinks. They absorb carbon dioxide, a key greenhouse gas, from the atmosphere and store it in their trunks, branches, leaves, and roots, effectively reducing the amount of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. This process is known as carbon sequestration. In a world where industrial activity and fossil fuel consumption are ramping up carbon dioxide levels at an alarming rate, trees act as a natural buffer, helping to mitigate the impacts of climate change. But trees do more than just soak up carbon dioxide. They are also the primary source of oxygen, a gas vital for most life forms on Earth. Through the process of photosynthesis, trees convert carbon dioxide and sunlight into oxygen and glucose, a type of sugar that provides energy for the tree. In fact, a mature leafy tree can produce enough oxygen in a season to support 2 human beings for an entire year. On a larger scale, forests help to maintain a balanced ecosystem. They provide habitats for millions of species, many of which are yet to be discovered. They regulate water cycles, prevent soil erosion, and influence rainfall patterns. Trees also play a role in local weather regulation, creating microclimates that can be cooler and more humid than surrounding areas, thereby supporting a wider range of biodiversity. Without trees, our planet would be a vastly different and far less hospitable place. Imagine a world with less oxygen, more carbon dioxide, a disrupted water cycle, and a loss of biodiversity. It's not a pretty picture, is it? So let's take a moment to appreciate the trees around us, for they truly are the breath of life. But what happens when the trees disappear, when vast swaths of forest are cut down without thought for the consequences? Imagine this, a world where lush, verdant forests once stood, now replaced by barren landscapes. This is not a scene from a dystopian novel. It's happening right now, at an alarming rate. Every minute, we lose forested areas equivalent to 30 football fields. This relentless deforestation is primarily driven by agriculture expansion, logging for timber, and urban development. As these forests disappear, so too does a vital ecosystem teeming with life. Forests are not just collections of trees, they're intricate networks of biodiversity, home to millions of species, many of which are yet to be discovered. The loss of these habitats can lead to a significant drop in biodiversity, as species lose their homes and struggle to survive. But the impacts of deforestation go beyond the immediate loss of habitat. Forests play a critical role in our planet's carbon cycle. They absorb carbon dioxide, a greenhouse gas, and produce oxygen in return, a process vital to life on Earth. When trees are cut down, they release the carbon they've stored back into the atmosphere, contributing to the warming of our planet. Deforestation also disrupts the water cycle. Trees draw up groundwater and release it into the atmosphere, a process known as transpiration. Without trees, this water can evaporate too quickly, leading to drier climates and contributing to desertification. Moreover, forests are our natural shields against natural disasters. They prevent soil erosion and mitigate the impacts of floods by absorbing excess rainwater. When forests are cleared, communities are left vulnerable to landslides and flooding. In essence, what we're witnessing is not just the loss of trees, but the dismantling of life-supporting systems that have evolved over millions of years. The disappearance of trees doesn't only affect the immediate vicinity, it has far-reaching consequences. This is the deforestation dilemma, a complex issue that poses an urgent question. How can we balance our need for resources with the preservation of our planet's health and diversity? You might be wondering, what does deforestation have to do with global weather? Well, the link is not as oblique as it might first appear. Trees play an essential role in regulating the world's temperature and rainfall patterns. They are like the Earth's thermostat and water faucet, all rolled into one. When the sun beats down, trees absorb the heat, keeping the Earth cool. They do this by releasing water vapor into the air through a process called transpiration, creating a cooling effect similar to what we experience when we sweat. Now imagine a world with fewer trees. There would be less transpiration, leading to higher temperatures. But that's not all. Trees also act as enormous sponges, soaking up water from the soil and releasing it into the atmosphere. This process helps to maintain the water cycle, ensuring that rain falls where it's needed. When we remove trees, we disrupt this cycle, leading to changes in rainfall patterns. Some areas might experience more intense rainfall and flooding, while others might suffer from drought. Deforestation also contributes to climate change in a more direct way. You see, trees are nature's carbon sinks. They absorb carbon dioxide from the atmosphere and store it in their trunks, branches, and roots. When these trees are cut down and burned or left to rot, they release this stored carbon back into the atmosphere. This not only removes a crucial tool in our fight against rising carbon levels, but also adds to the problem. So, when we talk about deforestation, we're not just talking about losing trees. We're talking about disrupting delicate ecological balances that have been in place for millions of years. We're talking about exacerbating climate change, affecting rainfall patterns, and raising global temperatures. Indeed, trees are the unsung heroes in our fight against climate change. They not only provide us with oxygen and a habitat for countless species, but they also help to regulate our climate and keep our planet habitable. The effects of deforestation and climate change aren't confined to the areas where trees are cut down. Trees, in their silent, stoic majesty, are the sentinels of our planet. They are inextricably linked to the weather, to the air we breathe, and to our very survival. When they fall, the ramifications are felt far beyond the immediate vicinity of the stumps left behind. Imagine a pebble being tossed into a serene pond. The point of impact is immediate and localized, but then ripples start to form. They expand outward, reaching parts of the pond far away from where the pebble first entered the water. This is the ripple effect, and it is a fitting analogy for how deforestation impacts our global climate. Forests act as the world's thermostat, regulating temperatures and weather patterns across the globe. When we remove them, we're essentially tampering with the Earth's thermostat, causing it to malfunction. The result? More extreme weather events. Think of blistering heat waves, bone-chilling polar vortexes, devastating hurricanes, and catastrophic floods. These are no longer isolated incidents, but a part of a growing trend, a testament to our meddling with nature's delicate balance. And let's not forget about agriculture, the lifeblood of human civilization. The weather plays a crucial role in agriculture, and any disruption can have severe consequences. Rainfall patterns are becoming increasingly unpredictable, leading to either droughts or floods. Both spell disaster for crops, threatening food security for millions. Moreover, these changes in weather patterns can also disrupt other human activities. For instance, increased frequency and intensity of heat waves can lead to more health-related issues like heat strokes and dehydration. Floods and hurricanes can displace people, destroy homes and infrastructure, and even claim lives. So, you see, the effects of deforestation are not limited to just the areas where trees are cut down. They reverberate around the world, affecting us all in ways we may not even realize. In short, when trees are cut down, we all feel the impact. Let that sink in, and remember, every tree matters, every forest counts. Because in the end, we are all part of the same global ecosystem, and what affects one part affects us all. So, what can we do about it, you may ask? Well, every one of us has a role to play in preserving our trees and, by extension, our planet. The steps we can take may seem small, but remember, the smallest actions can lead to the biggest changes. Firstly, we can support sustainable forestry practices. This means buying products from companies that are committed to responsible forest management. Look for labels like the Forest Stewardship Council or the Rainforest Alliance. By supporting these companies, we are voting with our wallets and encouraging more businesses to adopt sustainable practices. Secondly, we can reduce paper consumption. In this digital age, it's easier than ever to go paperless. Opt for electronic bills and receipts, read digital books, and think twice before printing that email. It's not just about saving trees, but also about reducing the energy and water used in paper production. Thirdly, and perhaps the most hands-on approach, is planting trees. Whether it's in your backyard, a community garden, or through a tree planting organization, every tree planted helps. Beyond their environmental benefits, trees also beautify our communities and improve our quality of life. However, individual actions, while important, are not enough. We also need collective action and policy change. We need to push for laws that protect our forests and penalize deforestation. We need to hold corporations and governments accountable for their impact on our environment. And we need to educate others about the importance of trees and the role they play in our world. In the end, it's not just about the trees. It's about our future, the future of our children, and the future of our planet. Every tree we save, every tree we plant brings us one step closer to a greener, healthier world. Remember, every tree matters. Your actions can make a difference. Together we can ensure a greener future for our planet. Because the only time we should see a tree fall is when it's dropping its leaves in the fall.